Oh,
It's
he's missed in an emotional and technical
he'll
sense as
love
well.
this. He will love this. Right, let me go back to yeah. Sorry about that, man. Right, yes, we'll start again. To be fair, it was only 15 minutes, but it was 15 minutes of gold, so we'll try and
No
recreate.
problem at all.
Sorry,
I'm
man.
having a good time. I'm
Yeah,
having a
good.
great time.
Good. Right, yeah, cool. Hello, YouTube. It is me, Lucky Sixes, without my partner in crime, PUBG today, but with a new partner of crime in the particularly from the Vale of Ages. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, like sixes. It's great to be back on this channel. I love being here. How you doing? Are you
Yeah,
missing Hyper G?
I'm very much missing him, and he's very much missing us. He's away on Holly
Uh,
Bob's. But yeah,
uh,
thank you for coming to this recording for the second time. I will say, editing purposes. We may have been already talking for 15 minutes, and
it's a
but
pleasure. It's a pleasure for the second time, you know.
yes, exactly. We get to run through. That was my plan all along, just to keep you here for longer. But yeah, today we are here with yourself as lead designer of Essence of War, as you can see on your screen for people. Long-time viewers will obviously know Essence of War as a product of Ninth Age and everything like that. But for anybody new coming along and seeing this video, perhaps from the last year or so, do you want to introduce Essence of War as a concept?
Absolutely. Essence of War is the ninth age in 1 hour, the ninth age in 20 pages, right? So you can play very quick, fast-paced, and simple games, which are still tactically complex. It's still a rank and filed fantasy war game. It's not a skirmish type of game. You still have the basic units in unit formation, so it still
Yeah.
has that feel, but it's simplified to its essence, as the name suggests. And so games tend to only take 1 hour or 1 hour and a half to play, and they can be learned much more quickly. So it's useful both for people who are beginning playing war games, but also for the veterans who have very limited time
Yeah, very much
and
so.
just want to
And
have a free game.
yeah, and we've played many games. So if you want to wait till the end of the video and click on the links, there'll be little video links to previous games. But also we've been doing quite a lot in terms of. But at the end of the year, we sort of helped you, or we got invited actually,
Oh
to
yes,
look at the Warriors, one of the segments, because all of the armies are
yeah.
involved.
Definitely. So there was a big help in designing rules that would match the feeling and the flavor and the expectations of somebody who's used to play the big fantasy battles large game, right? So as you can see here on the contents, table of contents page for the edition that will be released soon, we hope, end of this season
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
On the right side, you can see the army lists for all the different factions. So we go from page 60 to page 105. That means that there's more than 40 individual one-page army lists.
yeah.
And that means that there's plenty of new options to play with, right? For
Yeah,
example, League of Cogs. This one that complements the Church of Sunna, which complements the Empire of Sonsdal
yeah.
basic army list. So now we have three army lists for you to play with the Empire of Sonsdal. Should you ever decide you want to play the Empire for some unforeseeable reason.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the big draws I think of Essence of War is that once you've sort of learnt the main rules of the game, sort of like a little look at that, you do get these one-page army lists where all you need is pretty much that page and a few extra keywords. And off the back of that, that's from someone like myself as a non-reader, having only one page to read is very, very useful to understand your own army. But it also makes it easier to, there aren't as many questions because you just go, okay, well, let's just look at this one page, and that has most of, I'd say, probably 98% of the answers and questions you'd have on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is meant to be very user friendly. So you can,
Mm.
in the past, I've had this page laminated and just put on the battlefield, and it's basically your entire army
Yeah.
fits in one page. So you can immediately find whatever it is that you need. We're trying to make the game a bit easier to approach for people who don't necessarily love spending a lot of time reading and trying to understand how things work. So, for
Yeah.
example, this is something that you can maybe glimpse from what we have here on the table in terms of these coins that
Yeah,
you will
sure.
probably recognize as
Yeah, because
familiar. When,
obviously with Ninth Age in the last year or so going through a bit of a change for 3.0, Essence of War has
Mhm.
kind of done the same and given that opportunity to Essence of War to do that. And this coin system is pretty cool.
Yeah, right. So, as you say, since Fantasy Battle moved in the new version, we were free to explore a few new ways of dealing with traditional problems. And one of the problems was the army listing kind of activity that you do before playing a game, where people have
Yeah,
to sit down and take pencil and paper and do addition and subtractions and calculate percentages, which it's not very complicated it's to do once you know how it works, but at the beginning it might be off-putting for new
yeah.
players, right? And so basically we devised this new system where you can use coins, or you can also use dice if you prefer.
Or
Just dice of
tokens,
different
or
colors.
yeah.
Definitely anything, or just friends. You just
Yes,
paint your friends in different colors and you
absolutely.
line them up. And essentially, the way this works is that if you want to, for example, if you let's imagine that you have this amount of coins for your
Yeah,
game set up that you can see here to the right, and for example, you decide that you want to recruit a goblin demagogue on Beastie, and this character costs 5 coins. So you just take 5 coins and you put it on the relevant entry on the armor list, and voila, that's done.
yeah,
You
exactly. And
use up all your coins, and by the time you're done using up all your coins, your armor list is your roster is ready.
yeah, and very similar to Ninth Age and probably most of Wargaming. Although I have to say this is quite a cool little thing. You decide on a points total or a coin total or a
Yeah,
total.
exactly.
It's hard to say. Um,
Token
yeah,
total. I'm not going to try and say that as a
yeah,
non-native. I
that's
can only say.
surprisingly hard.
So yeah, no, this is the pronunciation is hard, but the concept is very easy because basically, as you can
Yes.
see here in composition, you have coins for size. So you can decide on the size of the game. A small size game like size 5 is going to be a fast game. A size 20 game is going to be a long and larger game. And for each point of game size, you receive 1 copper coin, 1 silver coin, and 2 gold coins, right? The
Yeah.
ones that you see here. So, for example, figure 14 here tells you that if you decide to play a size 10 game, you will have 10 coppers, 10 silvers, and 20 gold. And you can use this different type of coins to recruit different types of units. You can
Yeah.
use copper to recruit core units, which are the basic units in the game. You can use silver coins to recruit core or special units. And you can use gold coins to recruit any type of unit that you want, core, special, support, or character.
Yeah, and so it still has those elements of using different percentages and things like that if you want, but
Mm-hmm,
also for the layman's of people like myself, it is
mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
really really simple way of doing it. And say what you could do is lay out all the models like we have on TTS,
Mm-hmm,
get up your
mm-hmm.
one-page spread, and just
Yeah,
use the coins. And that's probably what we're going to try and do. Actually, we're going to show you in motion,
definitely.
in action, the coin, the new
Absolutely.
system, and see how it works, and show you how it works before then, perhaps later on with a different video, actually giving the
Mm-hmm.
battles a go. So, yeah, like I said, if you
Lovely.
wanted to, this is a specific Warriors army, and if you want to
Mm-hmm.
look at, the way, if you have a inkling to look at the design sort of aspect of it and how you guys sort of put things together and the things that you think about when putting these one page spreads up, do go check out the previous video. which I'll put a link to at
Yeah.
some point. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is what you sort of come up with, and
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
lovely.
go from
We got
there.
plenty of good feedback from you, and so that's why I have prepared all of these miniatures here that you can see to
Yeah,
the left and to the right of the rulebook, and they basically represent what you have here on the armor list itself. So, for example, here at the bottom you can see a Forsaken, and then to this Forsaken miniature is basically corresponding to the entry for the Forsaken that you have here on the armor list. And then the same for the Warhounds to the bottom right, and then we have Warriors, Fallen, Warrior Knights, Forsworn, Sorcerer, and Doomlord, right? And
yeah,
so essentially the way this works is that so let's imagine that we want to play a size 10 game. So we collect 10 copper coins, which are here, 10 silver coins, and twice as many gold coins, so
yep,
20, right? And basically, the way you would create your armor list, your roster, using the armor list here, is to just move the coins, the appropriate coins, on the entry that you want to take. Remembering just this very simple rule: copper is only for core units, and then the characters and the support units can only be recruited with the gold coins.
yeah,
That's just the two things that you have to remember. So, do you want to give it a go? Do you want to show the
yeah.
world
Sure.
how Lucky Sixes approaches the
How
roster
yeah,
building?
this will be very quick and not really thought out, but absolutely. So, for example, we've got 10 copper coins here, and looking at the core units, which are identified by the symbols on them as well, for ease. So we've got Warhounds, Warriors, and Fallen. That's a nice easy one. So 10 of coins, I can see there. Uh, I'm going to do 5
Mm-hmm.
coins
Mm-hmm.
on some Warhounds
All
and
right.
5 coins on some Fallen. And that's my core.
Excellent.
Nice and easy. Now, that's
Easy.
not to say that I couldn't use some of these other coins on core. So if I really wanted
Uh-huh.
Warriors, I could maybe
Yeah.
use some silver. But for now, that's a nice, easy spread. Let's get some units in.
Perfect. So,
Then
all
we go
right.
on to gold, and so I guess that probably is how you sort of look at it. Is that the core is spent first, then the gold, and obviously if I wanted, let's say, these fallen to be
Uh-huh.
4 by 2, I could maybe just
Uh-huh.
use 3 of the silver coins to add up to that as well.
Absolutely, exactly.
Uh,
Actually, if
so
you hover over the coin and let the mouse stay there for a second, let the cursor stay there for a
yeah,
second, it's gonna tell you how many you receive for each point and which type of unit you can
awesome.
recruit using that type of coin. So it's just a reminder whenever you
Yeah.
need the information. It's there.
So these
Sure.
silver, for example, one for each
Hmm.
size point can be used in special and core. So we'll do that for now, without thinking too much.
Hmm.
4 by 2, we'll keep it like that.
Hmm.
Looking at the characters, so
Hmm.
always like a sorcerer in. So how much do we get? We have 9 for just a classic sorcerer. So let's do that. So 9 points, but as always, I do like a big chunky character. So uh, this can be used for 11. Oh, I've only got 11. I've only got 11. Oh no. Oh no. All right then. Well, then in that case, we're gonna make him 10,
Hmm.
11.
Hmm.
So he's gonna be on a war dares, and
Oh,
as my only character in this is gonna be 1, 2.
oh
He's
wow.
gonna be a master. This
And
is
the
the guy.
master.
This is the guy.
That's a lot. Like I would
He's
say 13 coins is plenty. Is
oh
plenty of
yeah,
material.
oh yeah.
By the way, we have a cap to 15 coins. Nothing in the game can cost more than 15 coins.
Nice.
So
Okay.
this is a way for us to keep things balanced and avoid Death Stars and stuff like that. So this is
Sure.
almost as large as it gets. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing I've got is I've got 10 coins. Sorry, 14 coins now.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm trying desperately to look at how we equally share them. So there's an 8 and a 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to pump this one to here, and these coins are going to go on the warriors actually for 8 points.
Oh,
We're going to have
nice.
a
Okay.
4x2 there, and then the
Uh-huh.
6 are going to go for some
Uh,
warrior knights because I like me some warrior knights as well.
I love
Um,
it.
so then we go, okay, well, I've spent them all, and we can use this lovely TTS mod to actually create the army like you're doing now.
I'm just copy pasting the ones that we have
Yeah.
available, and this is 4x2 as well. Yeah, 4x2.
Look at
I was
this.
thinking of automating this at some point down the line. I don't know that
Sure,
I'm good
sure.
enough to do
Well,
this,
so each of these is a
kind of.
button on the thing.
Right, exactly. So then, in the end, you just press go now that you have decided what to have. But essentially, yeah, that's how you create your little army. That's you just
Yeah.
moved coins. There was
Yeah.
no adding numbers. 275 plus 375. Is that the 25% of a 1,000 point battle? We don't know. You just move coins. You
Yeah.
don't calculate
Yeah.
or write down anything.
And you can
No.
always sort of change it as well in terms of because obviously I've added these 3 to make
Uh-huh.
them not 5, so I could go, actually, you know what, I'm going to change these, I'm going to put them on here, we're going to have a 5 by
Exactly.
1 warriors unit because I can still have the 4
Exactly.
by 1 for. So really, really simple way of
Yeah.
creating an army, and
Yeah.
doing that. And yeah, you can have fun, and you go, you know what, I don't need him to be a master, pump it over here.
Yeah.
Is this can
Yeah.
be 10, for example, so I have a 5x2. Lots of
Exactly.
customization, and you can
Exactly.
still, for those that do like it, you can still have the element of the min maxing using your coins and things like
Mhm.
that. And it's really, really
Mhm.
simple to make. And go, you know what, all these would be fantastic on
Yeah.
the Force, for example. But yeah,
Right.
etc. etc.
Uh-huh.
Or I go, you know what,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have that
Yeah.
on him. Let's take these
Yeah.
2 away
Uh-huh.
up here,
Uh-huh.
and this is just spare for the winner,
Yeah.
for the winner of the thing, of the game.
Well, I would have to object to the use of silver coins for the
Oh
Forsaken,
yes,
right?
of course, yeah.
But basically, this
And
is
that's why you do it
just this is
together.
just the way, right? This is just the way it works. Like, yeah, as soon as you get familiar with what can be used for what kind of items, then essentially,
Yeah,
it's exactly the same concept. You just move stuff around. And actually, I have to say, if you do decide at some point that, for example, you want to have the master, for example, for the sorcerer, that would be great.
yeah,
For example, you can put the
sure,
coins exactly on the basically on the entry that you are
yeah,
representing here. And what this does is that, for example, you can imagine this army list to be a laminated sheet of paper, and you just take a felt pen with a pen with a felt tip.
yeah,
I don't know how it's called in Britain, but basically
yeah,
you just make a dot on the entries that you want to take. So for example, if you just put a red little dot here on the laminated armor list, and then you can give this to your opponent, and your
yeah,
opponent will see the dots corresponding to the units that you have, and they will immediately know what kind of miniatures are in your army. It's going to be very easy for them to see which rules apply, etc. And then by the next game, you just take a little bit of cotton with a little bit of alcohol, and you clean the laminated sheet, and you're ready to reuse it again for the next battle.
yeah.
So
Although
you
most of
really
us
don't
don't
have
have
to
any
write
alcohol
down anything.
spare. That would be a thing.
All used up for the post-battle.
Absolutely. But yeah, so a really, really easy, and obviously if you want more coins or less coins, however you want, you can
Yeah.
change that at the start of battle as well. But yeah, really simple way of creating it, and yeah, really can be really fun as well. And yeah, you might want to take a bit more time than me, but that's up to you. Um, but yeah, so that was a nice way of showing how to use the coins, and yeah, and using some of these models as well, which are all lovely. All of these models are, just as a side note, are real models, aren't they? Someone has
Yeah,
them
I
in the
think that
world.
yeah, none of them. I don't think there's any of them that is It's taken from a 3D native object. I think. Oh, maybe this one. Maybe the Battle Shrine. Battle Shrine
Okay, yeah,
Canal. Maybe this one is a video game based. But I think that the others are all painted by hand and
awesome.
then scanned, I
Yeah,
guess.
very cool, very cool. They're all very good. And yeah, and
Tabletop Simulator is a lot of fun.
yeah, it is. And yeah, that is in a nutshell the essence of war. The new style way to create armies, and a quick look at some of the armies that are coming out as well on release.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there was a very quick update. We can then go into the depth of the design and of the
Yeah.
application
Oh,
and of the playing at some other time if you
chosen.
want, taking one of these armies and put them against each other.
Yeah, I think it definitely. Well, I think if you're interested in this sort of stuff, there'll definitely be content coming. So we're going to have a few battles with some of the ones that we helped do, but also having a good look at some of the other armies that are in there. This chosen one that's on your screen, for example, is one that we directly had a hand in. I'm going to put my hand up for this and the inclusion of chosen as a concept as well. So yeah, really,
Well, yeah,
really, really fun.
definitely.
As we said, Essence of War being the start of your wargaming experience, especially in Ninth Age, and aimed at that sort of thing, but also for, I'm going to put it out there, for veterans like us, um, good to just get some quick games in with some fun, really
Right.
fun themes as well. That was one thing that I did
Yeah.
notice. And say we looked at two Warriors lists, for example, very different, very
Yeah.
themed, and that's one thing that I think Ninth Age perhaps as a bigger game, Fantasy Battles doesn't quite do as well, and this really brings that back in.
Yeah, when life gets busy, you want to reduce the time and the commitment,
Yeah,
not the fun and the variety, right? Those should stay
absolutely.
there. But yeah, lovely. Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much for having me, and it was a great chat. I loved
No,
sharing this with you for
yeah,
the
thanks
first
for
time.
coming. And I'll just double check that this is recording and see if I have to do it again. But all being well, twice over should be enough for us. But otherwise, yeah, feel free to add some comments. As you said, anything you like, anything you think could be changed or whatever. But also, if you're interested in coming out, do let us know, and we'll see what other content we can create with it. Likely to be more little reviews like this, maybe some
Yes,
army focuses, but also some of the meat of the case, and get some battles on the board as well. And
uh,
good. I'm
definitely.
looking forward to
I think
getting
you
back
have a
into Essence of War. Yeah, for sure.
I think you have a 100 targets, don't you? So maybe
I
maybe we can
do.
help with that.
Yes, of Ninth
Maybe
Age
we
stuff,
can have
and
quick games, right?
absolutely, the quick games will certainly help me on a time when I would normally have one game. I could probably have two, maybe even three, if I completely destroy my opponent early doors with the Chode. So we'll see.
And
But yeah, looking forward to
awesome.
that. And yeah, thanks ever so much for coming on.
Big pleasure, big pleasure. Till next time.
Yeah, man. So thanks for watching. Check us out on all the socials, whatever. Check out the links that are probably coming up at the end of the video for more Essence of War content, and make sure you click the notification bell to get notified when more Essence of War content and other content, of course, comes up on our channel. Until then, as I said, thank you very much, particularly.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Thanks, HypeG, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, as always, see you later. Cool. Now, let me
Oh
just
yeah,
double
it
check.
worked.